Bentornati in Language Exchange, io sono Dom, bentornati in questa nuova lezione.
I'm
Oggi parleremo di un
sorry.
argomento
I'm sorry to interrupt you, mate, but I want to
What's
talk
going
about
on?
a thing. You went to London without telling a thing? How dare you?
Man, Francesco always in the way, he was wasting my time. What? Is he on the phone?
Yeah.
Hey, Francesco! Hey, how you doing, man? It's always nice to talk to you, buddy. How you doing, buddy?
How dare you go into London without my presence? You.
Oh, actually, I did let you know. I did let you know, but it's just you that didn't want to come with me. So, what are you complaining about now?
Oh, that's how it goes now, isn't it? Is that just? It's always my
Yeah.
fault. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's always your fault. I told you I was going to London. You never did want to come with me, so
I was
just don't
already
complain
with the
about that.
Queen.
Nah, I know that now you're more versed into America. I know that you want to go to the United States, so don't fool me around, okay?
And I honestly like to pay 1,400 for a ticket.
How much you gonna pay? Sorry, I didn't get that.
No, nobody takes that when he talks about money, isn't it? Alright, welcome guys and welcome to this Language Exchange podcast. The host today is Domenico and Francesco. So, what we're gonna talk about. This is the first time actually we record podcasts together. I've never seen you already. This is the first time that we see each other. I think that's pretty weird, you know. We've just been interviewing people, so interesting people,
It's true.
and we are so boring. I mean, why are we interviewing ourselves? I don't know, just.
That's true, that's true. And I wanted to tell you something and to tell the people that are listening to us. We're recording this we're not on time because I went to London a month ago and we're just recording this now. But it's just my fault because I was very busy and Francesco was keeping asking me, when are we going to record this? When are we going to record this? And now finally we found some spare time and we're recording this. And yeah, it's nice. It's very nice to be here with you, Francesco. Thank you for hosting me in your podcast for once in your life. You're going to do this once and you're never going to do this again, right?
So, what I want to
Okay.
talk to you about, and I want to, share and compare. Like, this is a new series. I don't know, like people cooking. I'm gonna add a really funny song behind. So, welcome to share and compare
yeah.
series. Well, I've
Definitely,
seen
yeah.
your video. It was really great about your experience in London, and I noticed how many differences are about just telling. It was my third time in London, and I went there for a month in August. So I've been visiting London for a really long time, and indeed it was the first time. So actually, what I noticed was completely different. So I wanted to ask you. The first thing that came in my mind was about the language, mate. Did you get all of that?
Okay, this is a very crucial topic. Okay, first of all, I want to thank you for liking my video. I mean, I've been working so hard on that video, but finally it just came out. And I enjoyed it so much. I mean, London is a very nice city. But, as you say, the first thing that was very strange was the language. Oh man, that's English, okay, I know, but it's not at the same time. Because okay, British English, if you're not used to it, especially London English, because I met so many people from the UK, and I can pretty much understand them. But people from London are so weird when they speak. Oh man, you gotta get used to it. 1 week is not enough. And when I got there, I first heard them speaking. It was pretty funny because it was my first time. And, it wasn't the first time that I met people from London. But, living around them, we're surrounded by them and them speaking that language, which I'm not sure that was completely English, was pretty funny to me. And, I pretty much understood everything, but some things I missed them. I wasn't used to that kind of language, so it was very hard at the beginning to understand what they were talking about. I could barely understand the topic. I mean, the things that they were saying, but I definitely missed some word at some time.
So you're trying to say that when we speak to each other, you don't catch a thing about it. You say, And you just
No.
supposedly answer me.
No. I'm not saying that, okay? Because I get you because you're very clear when you speak, and I get you because I'm used to your way of speaking. But people from London, they just want to be, they want to sound like badass, you know?
That's right.
I'm from London, so I'm definitely better than you at speaking. That's what they show. So, yeah,
It's insane,
pretty
that's
fun,
right.
pretty fun.
And
Yeah.
guys, we are speaking about the person that has been speaking English for, I don't know, 6 years in a row. We are both Italian, just to let you know. The both founders of Language Exchange are Italian. But we've been speaking since fourth grade of our high school in English. Since that time, we have never spoken Italian again. And it is crazy to think about, but it was one of our best way of practice indeed. In the classroom, and the teacher couldn't get angry at us, because they couldn't understand us when we were speaking. So what we were saying, that was crazy to know. That's beautiful. And what about the culture of the people? Have you been going around drinking tea at 5 p.m.?
Definitely, yeah. I've been roaming London, if that's the right word for this. When I arrived, it was like 4 p.m. and I got to the hotel. So this is pretty funny to tell. There are some peoples that I tell about. So I got to the hotel, and there was the man, the landlord, that was showing my room. Okay, this is the room, this is the bathroom, and everything. Then this man, I just asked him to go away because I was done with that, right? And I was just, taking my clothes off from my suitcase and putting them in my room. And it was like 4:30 p.m. and I said, okay, what am I gonna do in the hotel? I'm just gonna go around, have a walk in London, right? And I heard somebody knocking to my door. I opened the door. There was somebody from the upstairs floor, and it told me, "Are you smoking weed?" And I said, "No." Why are you asking me that? Because I can feel this strong smell of weed in your room. I said, "No, I'm not smoking anything." And he said, "Okay, I'm gonna talk to the landlord." Okay. So then I finished doing what I was doing in my room, and I took my keys, locked my door, and I was going out. When I was going out, I found two police cars in front of my door.
Oh my.
And I said, okay, what's going on here? What is going on? What the heck? And they were saying, "Oh, are you smoking in the room?" I said, "No, I already told this gentleman that I wasn't smoking. Why are you keeping asking me that?" Because from your face, you look very tired. And I said, "Oh, okay, wait a second. I woke up at 3 a.m. for coming to London. It's definitely normal that I'm very tired. And you can't suppose that I'm smoking just because I look very tired, right?" And they wanted just to check my room, for the drugs and everything. Then they just came out and they said, "Your room smells like fresh. It's not you." And I said, "Oh, compliments, congratulations that you just found that out. I just told you that I wasn't smoking weed in my room, right?" So, yeah, that
because you
was
look
very
American, 4 and 20, those kind of things. If you would have said like something like, "Good morning, police officer. I was the one who was smoking weed today, Mr. Police Officer." You would, so they would have totally understood you and would have said, "Do you want some? Would you like some? We got some in the trunk, just."
Yeah. That was definitely. I wasn't scared because I said, okay, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just here for vacation, and even if you check my room, you're not gonna find anything. That's what I told the police officer that was there. Then they checked my room, and then they just went out. They just told me to wait outside, and it was raining, and I was getting wet from the rain while they checked my room. It was like 15 minutes inside, and I under the rain. Unfortunately, I had my umbrella with me, so I didn't actually get wet. But And then they came out, and I was a little nervous because it's the first time that you go outside and you find a police officer talking to you like he wants to arrest you. It's not a very good thing, and it doesn't really welcome you the way it's supposed to be. But then everything was fine, so then they just let me go, and I went around in London. And answering to your question about the culture, yeah, everything is so good. I found out that people are so friendly. I don't know about your experience, but when I stop people, and I've been stopping so many people in London, they always reply to your questions so kindly. They patiently explain you where to go if you need directions. The people are so good. I mean, I've been enjoying that so much, and even because when I was in Italy before departing for going to London, people used to tell me, "Oh, when you go there, you're gonna find people they're not treating you well. They're not gonna respect you. They're gonna be very unkind, rude people," and that definitely wasn't like that. I don't know. What's your experience with people in London?
Well, that's very curious. That's very curious. Okay, so my English has been improving so much in the last year, so they won't notice that I'm not a native sometimes. So they treated me like a native and they started speaking so fast, but they were kind like in most of the way. The most interaction I had, mostly in the last trip I had a month ago, they were, yeah, kind sometimes, but you can't imagine how many crazy people I met on the bus. You can't imagine. Like, in every bus, I met at least a crazy person that wanted to talk to me. Do I inspire crazy people to talk to me? I don't know why. But I just sat down alone because I wanted to go just alone around the city, taking a bus and not knowing where I was going. And I just go there. And there is this crazy person that started talking about you. They start talking to you about, I don't know, anything. That makes sense or not, but yeah, a lot of people are crazy and they go around. But when I had experience to like asking information, asking for anything, depends on the zone. Make an example. I needed to make a call because my card didn't work anymore. But I was in Camden Town, and the Camden Town is a really common. There are criminals around, and sometimes just. They're not good people around in Camden Town.
Yeah.
And I asked this girl, okay, sorry, can you please, with this voice, literally, because I was really scared, confused, I couldn't call anyone. Probably the police was looking for me already, but, say, please, could you please let me do a call? And she stared at me for 3 seconds and she said, no, and okay, and I went away. He ran away, and I asked the boy, and then he let me call like 2 or 3 times. So thank you, buddy, if you're listening to this podcast, even if I don't know you. Yeah, it may happen sometimes in a really crowded place that the people may confuse you as a criminal mostly because I was stuttering and my English wasn't great in that moment because I was anxious. So it may have sounded like I don't know, like. A drug dealer. That may be. It's our experience, but most of the time, they are so kind, they are so gentle. Even in pubs, for example, in any social place. I've been, for example, in the town hall to do my documents to work in UK, and they were so kind. They were so kind, and that's true. The language may be tricky sometimes because they do speak a lot faster than they should. It's not a normal pace because I've been speaking to English people and they normally speak. So it's only because they want to show their skills. That's it. That's the only thing.
One thing that I felt is about the speed of the way that they speak. Is that if you get there and you let them understand that you can speak English, actually, they will speak very fast. That's a fact. I could see it by myself. When I went there and I said, okay, I speak English. There's no way that you speak Italian with me, right? Apart from the fact that there are not so many people that speak Italian in London. I don't know if you saw that, but I couldn't find a lot of people who spoke Italian. But if you show them that you can speak English, they're gonna speak normally, and normally it's very fast, especially if you don't understand that kind of language, that kind of accent. I'm sorry, but if you show them that you don't know how to speak English fluently, like you're very slow, it takes some time to understand the words and the sentences, they're definitely gonna slow down their way of speaking, and they speak like very slowly in order to let you understand. That's something that I found out. There was only one time that I went in the center, in the London City, the financial part of London.
Yeah.
I went there in the night. It was very late, like I don't remember, like 2 a.m. It was very late. It was the last day. I actually jumped on a bus and I went around in London with no destination. Absolutely, I just
That's
jumped
lovely.
on the bus. I had my travel card, so I could travel all around in London in the Zone 1 and Zone 2. So I just went around, and then I dropped off at in the city, in London City, and that was definitely crowded, more crowded. I mean, there were definitely more people than in the morning because people work at night as well. And I met some guys, and I just asked them, "Where's the tube station? The nearest tube station around here?" And they were a little impolite, they were a little unkind. They said, "I cannot talk to you because I'm talking to my friend, so just go away." That's what they did.
Okay.
But that was just once. That never happened in London. That just happened once. And I think that was just something that doesn't happen every day, because I've been stopping so many people for asking for directions, and they always patiently explained to me the places where I had to go. It was the best thing to do. In some cases, I definitely felt like I was home, and that's something that you don't usually hear when you go abroad. You definitely feel like you're not in your home, right? But in this case, I felt like I was home. I didn't feel like they were treating me bad, or they were trying to dodge me. And that's something very good to feel when you're abroad.
That's very true. But I know there is a massive difference. Maybe there are two different people when they go abroad, and the ones are the ones that do a full immersion of the city, of the city life. Because you may have noticed that the rhythm of the life there is totally different than a little small country where we live in Sicily, for example. The lifestyle, the way the people are moving, and the way the people talk to each other, and the way they have fun is totally different. I'm gonna tell you, I would have never done something like it in Sicily. I traveled. It was like 11 p.m. And I was like going to a stand-up comedy club, which I really appreciated. And if you're planning to go to London, go to Angel's Comedy Club, which is one. It is free. It is totally free, and you can enjoy the show. You just sit there, enjoy the show. There are so many ways to have fun there that you can't even count them. There are many things to do. But what I notice is that I don't want to leave there because it's too different from my lifestyle. I really wish I could live in UK, but in something smaller, it's more calmer. In a calm situation in a smaller city of England, because many things, it's too crowded for me. Literally, living is different than visiting, as you may know. So noticing how much crowd and how you're nobody in the middle of this really giant city, because London is giant. You go to one zone to another, it's like. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I definitely understand your point. I mean, I'm very well versed into big cities. I did really like London and its lifestyle, but definitely I didn't live there enough time to get if that was my perfect lifestyle. I mean, the one that I would choose for my entire life. That's gonna take some time living in the city, like you did. You've been living in London for 1 month, and that was enough for you to understand that London, I mean, the way that they live, it's not your way. I mean, it's something that you wouldn't do every day, right? I'm talking about the lifestyle.
Yeah, true.
Actually, I'm planning to go abroad for some time when I finish my contract here. When my contract expires here in Italy, I'm planning to go abroad for some time. I mean, for a little longer, not for 1 week.
In a week. Well, they may let you understand. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. For a month or maybe two, I don't know.
Reveal
And
your
I definitely
secrets.
don't know the place.
reveal where you're going to go, and people are going to get
No,
you. The
I
police
don't
is going
think
to
I'm
get
gonna
you.
reveal that. I know that, and I already saw that in London. But I'm not gonna say that now because I'm still unsure, and there are a lot of things on my mind. So I would just figure that out once I get out of here. But anyway, what I was saying is that I definitely like the way of living it over there. I like the way that the people are, and I also like the way that they work. You know, they're always moving, always in the city. You always see people going to work or people coming back from work. You know, that's definitely something that you don't see, especially you know that in the cities where we live or in the towns where we live. You don't see that kind of lifestyle, and if you go abroad and you see that for some time, that's something that is gonna, you know, it's gonna surprise you for sure. For me, I don't know what it's gonna feel like when I go abroad and I'm starting to live in a big city like that. If I'm gonna end up in a city like that, you know, it's not sure that I'm
Come
gonna
on,
go
Luke,
to
spoiler.
London or New York. I'm not sure where I'm gonna end up. Probably I will go to the United States, maybe because you know that
Traitor.
I'm in love with that nation. And if I will go there, you're definitely gonna come to find me, right?
Yeah, sure, mate. Just raising it. I'm just opening a fundraiser, right down on the channel to to pay my ticket to America. I'm ready. I'm fully ready. Open
Yeah.
people out to pay my ticket. Absolutely.
Yeah. So definitely, what I was telling you is that you don't have to be ashamed of the fact that you didn't feel like that was gonna be your life. I mean, it's something that you get at a certain point in your life. You get that kind of lifestyle. It's not gonna be your lifestyle. I mean, you don't have to conform to that. You just had your experience in London, and that was good for your life and for your mind. It let you understand what you truly want from your life and what you truly don't want, right? So I think that was very important, and you don't have to be ashamed of that, and you don't have to regret that because I think next time you're gonna go out, you're definitely gonna have a more open mind, and you're definitely gonna know what you want and what you don't want, right?
So yeah, for sure. And well, the point is, I really love British culture. It's something so deep in my mind that makes me love so much British culture. Queen, I love you. I also want to thank Marcus for language exchange, for the experience. It was really great actually hanging out with him, and it made the experience better. But you know, the people don't actually make friends there so easily.
It's true.
That's true. I mean, at least it's a thing of London. I mostly suppose, because I've been speaking to people all around UK, and they were so kind and open mind, like about friendship. You just sit down on a coffee table, and somebody's gonna come, is gonna, you know, ask how are you, so fine, what do you do, and you may find, you know, really interesting people with that. But London culture is a bit different because there are so many people around that probably you will see a person and then the next day you will never see that again. So
Yeah.
and I don't like that state of mind. You know, for the rest, the city is great. And I have a crucial question for you. What was the best place of all time you have visited in London? And that's a crucial question because London is beautiful in all parts. But what eats you the most?
Okay, so this is very hard to answer.
I know.
This is very hard because you know I don't have a best place because it's very simple to explain. So London is various. I mean, you can find so many things, and they're all different from each other. You're not gonna see only one culture. In London, you're gonna see tens of cultures. You know, you're gonna see a lot of people from all over the world: Indian, Greek, Italians, English, Americans, and I think that affects the city itself as well. You know, the places that you see sometimes they're not English. They're well versed into other cultures.
Sure.
Like if you go to Buckingham Palace, it's a very classic place, and you can see all the architecture. You can see how old that place is, and also you can see that in the Houses of Parliament, right?
Yeah, sure.
But if you go to Camden Town, for example, it's just another kind of city. You don't even feel in the same city anymore, you know. So I think it's very different when you go to London. It depends on the place where you visit. It's gonna change the way that you feel in that city. If you go in the city center, you're gonna see the financial part, and you feel like you're in New York, right? But if you go to for example, Notting Hill, that was a place that I really enjoyed so much. You're definitely not gonna feel that way. So I can say that I have a lot of places that I liked, and they're very beautiful. For example, the first day that was very sunny. I don't remember if it was the first or the second. Maybe the second. I went to Buckingham Palace, and it was so full of people. People from all over the world, so many cultures. I saw the guards, I saw the places around there. I even visited St. James Park, which was very nice for me to see. Yeah, that's very beautiful. And I really enjoyed that place. But then I changed, and then I went to Notting Hill or Portobello Road, which are two very nice places of London, and are so different than that. You know, you can easily change the way that you feel in the city just walking some blocks. You know, and if you go to the city center and you see the ancient part of London, you're gonna feel like you are in the past. But if you go in the center of London, you're gonna feel like you are in the future. So it's very nice to see London, and I can definitely tell that I have so many places that I like, but I don't definitely have only one place that I like the most. So if you want me to list a couple of names, except for Buckingham Palace, I saw the Houses of Parliament and the freaking Big Ben that was completely covered.
I
Man.
told you. I told
No,
you.
no, 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 no. That's frustrating, man. You go to London, you find a Big Ben. Oh, finally, that's a Big Ben. No, no, that's completely covered. And that was frustrating for me. And for the people who don't know, the Big Ben is being renovated, so you cannot see it in all its majesty, you know. So then I went to the London Eye. Oh man, the London Eye is so beautiful. Have you been up there?
I've been, yes, once to London. It was all fucking foggy, and so I wasted my money all over it. It was
can
a
believe
beautiful
that.
stay with my friends there, but looking at nothing because it was the first time that the fog was really low. And thank you, I really enjoyed it watching Alf of London covered. So
No, I can't believe that, man.
Well,
Well, that definitely was my. I was unfortunate because I went to London and I didn't see the Big Ben. But the same was for you, right? You didn't see the Big Ben, and you also went to the London Eye, and it was foggy. Okay, that's definitely unlucky.
dude, there is a joke about the weather. I honestly appreciated during this stand-up comedy, party, and it was like this guy was talking about British people, in general. So and they weather. So about the weather, they are always so foggy, and it's always so cloudy. And when sometimes of the day they will see the sun, somebody screams out, "What is that weird street lamp out there?" So, and that's partially true, because people are not accustomed to the sun, and when you see a little bit of sun down there, they are all naked. They just they just remove the jacket, like.
Yeah, they put sunscreen on.
Yeah, or over the clothes. They're so excited they don't mind their clothes on. So,
Yeah, because even the clothes are gonna burn, you know.
yes, of course. Yeah, the clothes tell the say to go away. You stay in the closet. I don't want to go out with the sun. I don't know what is it. So it's like a legend. They do legend about the sun sometimes. So it's so funny to hear. Also old people, and all people that likes to talk about it. So it's very fun.
Yeah, one city like that in Italy is Milan. You know, if you go to Milan, it's very hard to see the sun.
Yo, dude, do
You
you
cannot.
remember where I live? I don't even know what is the sun. They described me. They described me in the first grade, and they told me, "Can you draw the sun?" And I drew foggy, a foggy sun. So I live in Sicily, but in a mountain, so you know what it feels like.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I can say that by myself. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, thank you, Dom, so much already. 30 minutes are going, and the podcast is about to end. So, in overall, how would you rate your trip to London from 0 to 10?
Okay, from 0 to 10, I would say 8.
8.
Okay, why 8? Okay. I already said that I liked everything. We didn't talk about the food. We didn't talk about the weather. I mean, we did, but in a very little way.
Yeah, we saw the food already, and
I-
what you ate for breakfast. Everybody knows you're crying in the previous video.
No, really, really, the food was amazing over there. I really enjoyed it. But I recognize the fact that you can't eat like that every day. Otherwise, your liver is gonna say hi, and all your internal organs are gonna.
Fell down.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I would say 8, only because of the Big Bang. Yeah. Only
You
because of the
fucking
Big Bang.
How dare you
Only
say
because of the
clothes
Big
in the
Bang.
seat and
I
coming to visit?
Yeah, I really expected to go there and see the Big Bang and everything. The city is amazing. The people is amazing. Sorry. The city is amazing. The people are amazing. And everything is so good to see. And for the people who are listening to us, if you haven't gone to London for once in your life, just go and see it by yourself because it's a very nice city. You can see the ancient London, you can see the new London, which is the city itself, and if you come from Italy, you're gonna feel just in another world. It's been astonishing for me, and my trip has been amazing. I want to thank Luigi for being with me for some time, and I want to thank Francesco for what?
And eating that shit for breakfast, you know. You really need a massive help to eat that breakfast, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, thank you for eating my breakfast anyway. And I want to thank you, Francesco, for hosting me. And I want to thank you, Francesco, for hosting me to the podcast. It was very nice to talk to you, even if you waste me. Okay. And I want to thank you.
I swear, I'm gonna give you a gift, a keychain of a Big Bang, all wrapped up, so you wouldn't even notice. You won't even notice.
Okay, let me say that again because I was a little bit messed up. And I want to thank you, Francesco, for hosting me to the podcast. It was very nice to talk to you. You know that's not true, but I would just want to look like a polite person.
You're just envy of my British accent, aren't you?
I'm having you because if you go there, you're definitely gonna feel more like home while I'm not. But you will see and you will feel the same when you come to find me in the United States.
I'm
okay?
sure. I'm sure. Nobody's gonna understand me. Everybody's gonna joke about me. But the weird thing, guys, and I will close the podcast, is that we've been learning English together, and it's funny the way I don't know why we learn different accents. We started studying English together, and that's so weird. We literally got totally different accents. But I don't know. That's curious. We will investigate that in the next podcast.
I think it's a matter of experiences. While I've been learning English with American friends, you have been learning British English because you definitely are more into British culture, the British culture. So I think it's good to have in language exchange. Of course, it's good to have a a difference, and I think it's even more. It completes even more our activity, because from people who want to learn British English, they can relate to you, and people who want to learn American English, they can relate to
For
me.
sure.
So I think it's very nice to have this kind of difference inside of language exchange. So thank you so much for learning British English, and
Do you
for,
know when I have students and I ask them, what would you like to learn? The beautiful and majestic British English, or just the normal standard boring American English? And they always pick up American English. I don't know why, and I just get frustrated.
You know that a lot of American people are listening to this podcast, and they're gonna hate you after this, right? You know that.
Drew, Ilya, just to let you know, I love you all except for Carly. I want you to go away, please. Okay, thank you so much. That's it. That's the end. All right.
Okay.
Thank you guys for listening to
Okay.
the podcast, and thank you, Dom, so much for being my guest and the host at the same time. And I really wish this is gonna happen again. So, and I really hope you enjoy it. I will divide the podcast in two parts, so we'll hope you will enjoy both episodes. And thank you again so much, Dom, for sharing your experience. And I also suggest you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Instagram page, which Dom is curating really well, and we post really cool posts, and people actually like it. So subscribe there, follow our channel, follow our page on Facebook, and subscribe to our forum on Forum Free.
Thank you, Francesco, and see you next time.
Right, so.
Alright. 45? Wow. Oh, I have a very bad news. I just found out that I wasn't recording. No, I'm just kidding. No, maybe I'm not. Let me see. No. I did record. I did record everything.